Hello guys, it's Paula and we're going to do something today. I wasn't going to turn the camera on for this because I know we've decoupaged together a lot of times, but I just thought I wanted to do that. I wanted you guys to watch me decorate with my napkins. I love to decoupage. I think it dolls up any kind of situation, any kind of book. And it's one of my favorite things to do. So I'm going to start off by I already tore it because I was going to do it on my own. So I took all the plies off. There's usually at least 2, if not 3 plies on the back of your napkins. Okay, so we're just going to go onto this book, just directly right down on it. Every page in this book has the pink avocado paper, and I'll tell you how popular Lynette's books are. This book sold out, all her copies sold out in 15 minutes. So yes, that is how popular her books are. So when you make up your mind to get one, you be sure you get right over there on the day it's released. As soon as she gives you a time, you take that time and run and get what you need. Now, here we go. I'm going to just lay this down underneath. I kind of guessed as to where I needed to put it. Now, I didn't get all under it, but I got quite a bit under it. So I'm just going to go right in here and do this again so I can get some glue or Mod Podge on it. Okay, now you can go ahead and go under and keep doing it that way, or you can just start from the middle, work your way out so you don't tear your napkin. Now you don't, you just add a little bit at a time and you'll start seeing the beauty of the napkin. I love Mod Podge. A lot of people don't like the way it feels. I love the way it feels. I like to make envelopes out of it sometimes. So yeah, I love it. And I love that it's, you know, I always get the matte finish, but I also love the way the matte finish dries. So yeah, I love it. Get my little furry things out of the way there. Okay, so we're going to go over on the outside here. I should have put something underneath. Let me see what I got. How about a napkin? I don't want to get any of this glue on my other pages I've already created because that would not be cool. All right, right up here. And then when I get it dry, I'll have to dry this with the heat gun. But when I get it dry, then we can move on to the next one. And I'm going to put 3 or 4 different napkins in this book. And because like I said, I love the way it looks. I love the way it feels. Oh, I love the way it just dresses your book up. So, yeah, right here. So I'm super busy right now. You wouldn't believe what I've done just today. Trying to get ready for my surgery on Wednesday. I dread it. I don't want anything to take me from my craft room. And it will for a few days. But I've done videos. I've tried to video ahead so you have a video every other day. I planned it better for this time. Now I'm going to go ahead and put the same shine on the rest of the page because I just like the way it looks. I want it to look like it just came like that, right? All right, now going to get let me move this over so I don't knock it over. Going to get my heat gun. Sorry guys, mute your video. It usually doesn't take very long. So today, I got the covers made for 2 different journals. One's a gardening journal, and one's an Asian journal with Asian women, and it's just beautiful. I love it. And I'm hoping to get them done and do flip-throughs on them before my surgery. And then after I have my surgery, we're going to do a giveaway. It won't be long after that, probably a week or a week and a half. Since we reached the 2,000 mark. Real close. I'm going to do the back real quick. Okay. I think that'll be enough. So that we'll trim the edges that are hanging over. And make it all nice and straight. Once you start doing decoupage, it seems like a real mess to get everything out and do it, but you'll streamline it. Eventually, it will be no big deal. You just do it in between other things. And, you know, I like that because if I get a hankering for decoupaging, I just want to do it right then. And some people use glue, you know, a glue stick or something, but I don't like the way it looks with that. But that does, you know, to each their own. Everybody has their own design favorite. Okay, this mat drives me nuts, just FYI. Okay, so look how pretty that is. Now I'm going to put something really pretty over here. But we got to go on to the next one. So here is the next. Let me put some paper towel under it. Here is the next flowers. And it's going to be right here. Now, I have not torn this one. And did I separate it? I don't even know. Isn't that terrible? I guess as I tear it, I'll notice. Now, I know I can wet this with a brush, but I just don't want to. I'm just going to hold my thumb over the area I don't want to be torn and hope for the best. I'm just staying on the color portions, and I'm staying on the white portion so that it doesn't tear anything. I'm going to take that off. And, you know, I'm not going for any certain shape. Just want it to look like it just blends. And taking it down there. Okay, now, let's see if this is too high. I don't think it is. It's going to fit nicely in this corner. And it is in the same corner as the other one, or the same type of design. But it will be different. I love this book. It's all about pink, mint green, or a light turquoise type color. It's all in how you see it. I feel like we have another tissue on here, and I took off 2. So this might be the example of 3. Let's see. Yep, I was right. You can usually tell, and sometimes you can't tell at all, but because I thought I got them all when I tore it off the first time. I didn't tear them all, but I did this one. Okay, here we go. Now we're going to go ahead and go straight up and down this side of the book, because we know, you know, we've got that side is going to have some napkin on it. We'll probably stick to the napkin this time, since I'm going further over than I probably should be. Okay, here we go. We're going to start at the bottom and work our way up. And you're going to get a little sticky and messy with this. Okay, let me pull this over before it sticks in an odd way. There we go. So we're going to have some we got to come back and add some decoupage to. Like this part I got down. Oh well, what do you know, I did. I didn't think I got any down there, but I did. Okay. I'll go ahead and hit that with some little bit of decoupage right there. Okay. Yeah. Now we're going to start from the middle and work our way out, depending where you want your middle to be in this situation. You see how fast it can go? It took me like 5 minutes to get my napkins out and get some water and Mod Podge, and then I was done, you know. So it can go really quickly. I'm going ahead and putting some Mod Podge on the paper again so that it looks like it is all one piece. This poor little brush, it's about seen its last day, but you know what? The bristles are living through all this decoupage in it until it dies. I am not getting rid of it because I really like the way it does decoupage. It may not agree, but I like the way it does. All right, so there we go. Now we're going to go and get the blow dryer once again. Plug your ears or mute it for this part. Kind of wrinkled the page this time compared to last time, but that's all right. And the fact that Lynette did all pink background makes it really nice. It just blends in so nicely. Sorry, it's taking a minute. Trying to get this straight a little bit more. It's almost like it stretched the paper, you know. I'm going to do the back a little bit. You can actually dry from the back, and that does speed things up. I'm sure most of you know that already. Okay. Now we got to kind of separate these pages that kind of stuck together in the process. There we go. We get a little bit right here. Yeah. Sorry, that one took longer than the other. I think it was actually thicker than the other one was. Isn't that pretty? Oh my goodness. And we got a little bit of a hangover here. Yes, not the alcohol kind, the paper kind. I'm going to go like this so I can get the right angle. Get that off. Yeah, a little bit right there, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to get that. It's really way down there. Okay. That fell out of the place I was going to use it. Hopefully it'll be okay. Okay, so now, oh, I can get it from this angle. I don't know what I was thinking. Okay, so I think we have 1 or 2 more to do. Yes, right here. And the other one fell out, but we'll go find a place. There wasn't any place specific I wanted, so. All right, so I'm gonna put the napkin under here. Wait a minute, where am I putting it? Right here, under this section. We'll do the left side first, and then we'll do the right side. Now we're doing the lower half, like a flower garden. That is kind of my goal, is to do it like a flower garden. Going all the way in and over. Now let's see how far up I need to go. A little bit more here. This craft mat that you use for mixed media, it is so slippery. It just moves all over the table. But I didn't want to use my regular mat because it'll do it won't look that great anymore if you do. Okay, so let's go right here. All right. Get this on here, well, like I want it, straight. That's not a lot to ask, huh? Okay, now I'm going to lift this up and work it toward the center. It must be right in here that's not wanting to go straight, and it's drying on me. I didn't realize it would dry that fast, especially whenever it takes you so long to dry it once you've got it on top. Yeah, these pages just like to stretch. Don't ask me why. Now, some of it underneath has to be redone, like this corner down here. Okay. Which is no biggie. We'll just put it on there again. Yeah. Didn't start from the middle that time because I wanted to get that down where it needs to be. So right in here, needs to go straight down in there. Try not to do like me and use your fingernails and cut a hole in it. Yeah, see, it's wanting to separate on me right now. Let me see what I can do. I wanted it to just go straight across, but it won't be beautiful right here, but it's okay. You won't even notice it. If you didn't see the video, you wouldn't know that it kind of did its own thing in the center. Do both sides and maybe it'll cooperate right there. All right. So I've had a busy day. Like I said, I'm working on all the ephemera and stuff for these books, and I would have done videos with them, but I just don't have time with, you know, with doing the tag series and the altered book, but I may do a video decorating one of them before my surgery, if I have that opportunity. Now let's move over here and put this under this one and try it again. This time it should go a little faster. Good grief. So the other night, my husband, I don't know who has an Instapot and who doesn't, but the other night, my husband and I decided we wanted sweet potatoes, and we wanted to load them, you know, with just everything yummy. And My daughter-in-law had told us that if you fix them in the Instapot, they will just be like mashed potatoes. We put them in there for 10 minutes, you guys. 10 minutes. Big sweet potatoes. We put 4 in there. Because we didn't know how much it would make, you know. It was more than we needed. But anyway, so when 10 minutes was up, I was getting the brown sugar and cinnamon and marshmallows and everything out. And he was taking care of the Instapot. He knows me. He thinks, he'll probably thinks I'm an accident waiting to happen with those things. I have no idea how it works, but as long as he's willing to do it, I'm willing to let him. Do you know what I mean? Okay, so I'm going to, this is all wet now, and you can't really see our flubbed up areas, but I'm going to go ahead and decoupage here on the top, just like we did on the others. And let me do this left side first, and then I'll flip the napkin over to the other side. I'm thinking this might look good with some trim along the bottom, and then the top will be the journaling area. Let me get this over here now. And that way, you know, it's, I still have room to journal because I like to make sure I have space. But, you know, every month I've had plenty, so I feel like that's pretty good. Now, I'm going to dry this. It's going to be noisy, so mute your phone or mute your computer and be patient with me, please. Thank you. Because it does, you know, it takes a minute for 2 pages. I really want to try to get my journal done before my surgery, if I can, so it'll be ready for me to journal in next month. If not, I've got, you know, all the time to do it since we're not going to have a journal in the month of May. It gives me some catch-up time, but I do have a blank journal I haven't used yet. That is one of Lynette's. I had just bought a couple of hers that she hadn't sewed yet one time, and I still have them. So they're not decorated or anything. I didn't buy the kit with them, so. But I think one of them's like fall or something. Really want to get down in the spine well because that's where I prepared the napkin, or repaired the napkin. I know why I said prepared. My husband's cooking dinner. And I was sitting here thinking, someone's going to hear him if he's not quieter. But he's doing fine. He must have realized it. Okay, so I'm going to, feels like this side is the only one that's a little damp. But I think it'll be all right. I'm more concerned about this in the middle. I'll have to separate the book whenever it's time. Let's see, do we have anything to trim? Just a tiny bit right here. And here. Okay. I'm anxious to see how things are going to go when they start letting us, when phase 1 starts. I think it's going to be next week. I don't know that for sure, but I sure hope so. I can't, my husband won't let me go anywhere anyway until after my surgery. He's like, I'm not taking a chance of you getting sick. So, because I'm a high risk, you know, and that doesn't even, I told my husband, I'm not going to let that keep me from living my life. And, you know, if it happens to me, it happens to me, I guess. Just trying to get healthier along the way. If I can get my hips all taken care of, I'll be able to walk again. Right now, you guys, I'm lucky to walk in my house. That's how bad it is. So, this little doily, it looks like it wants to, let me make sure this is not too wet down in there. I like that. Okay, here we go. One more over here. Let me see, where did I have, yeah, what did I have in mind over here? Didn't that turn out cute? I love that page. I don't know why it came over me to do a childlike page, but it did, and it was fun. I'm going to do it right here. I'm going to put it right here on this side, and we've got roses, or we've got this. And I'm thinking, I like this better. Or do we like roses better? Nope, I'm going to do this one. Now, we are going to have to separate this one. I saved one to show you guys. For those of you that don't, you just pull off all the backing. And you always get at least 2, if not 3. You can feel if anything's more. You just kind of have to, let's see, I think I want to pull it over. Let me move this for a minute. Okay. So I like this little white flower too. So I think I'm going to move it over to about right here. So I'm going to trim that just straight up. And I'm just going to do, normally I would tear, but because I'm doing it like I am this time, I'm just cutting them, and then I'll tear them as I need them. Yeah, let me cut this off. Now, we'll move that out of the way, and we're going to tear right here. Remember how I said when you don't use your water brush, you want to make sure you cover up the portion that you don't want torn. And I used my thumb and just kind of hope for the best. Seriously. Yeah, that doesn't look too bad. Okay, let's see, right here. Let's go down in here a little bit and then back up. Oops, I got the end of that flower. That's okay. Okay, so let me think for a minute. I'm trying to decide if we want to add another flower up here. You know, because you can put your napkins together and do that if you like. Let's see. There we go. Let's just tear out another. Wonder what this rose would look like up here. You know, because it could be a garden. Nah, they don't go together. They don't look good enough together. So I'm going to cut out just this white one for now. If I don't like it, I'll cut one of the other ones. So let's tear it around the white. Got a little tiny bit of that petal. Okay, and then over here, let's see how it's looking so far. Let me go under here. I know I do want to just kind of cut this green off, because I'm going to tuck that behind the other flower, and we don't need it on there, you know, and it might show through, but who knows. I'm just going to trim that like that. See if we could put this other flower up here, maybe. Okay. So we don't want, I don't like the way the green is showing, so I'm going to have to cut that off. It was showing on the outside, but it's okay if it shows on the right side, just not under the flower. Okay, let's go up there. Or you can just cut around it. Sorry, the dogs are barking at whoever's walking outside. We have a really nice walking trail, and it goes around our pool, our pond, and over by the pool. But yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and cut it out like that. I normally wouldn't cut those, but I think it will look better. So let's put that one down first so that we get it in the right spot, right? Which is going to be right in here. I'm fixing to get my little pom-poms all messed up if I'm not careful. Okay, here we go. Now, let's see how that looks. If I got it in the right spot. Yeah, and then we can always I'm going to go ahead and just put this one down. That way we don't have to mess with it anymore. All right, now we're going to go ahead and put glue down here, all the way down and all the way across. Okay, line it up along the bottom. I have a lot of old vintage ephemera that has roses and flowers and stuff like that in it. So I'm going to use some of that in this book because, you know, I usually use it in other people's book and I don't get to have the fun of that. Those ephemeras that I absolutely love. Oh my goodness. You can get some beautiful digital kits, and that's where you get some of the beautiful ephemera if you go to the right places. You just got to figure out who they are, who's the right place to go to. Kind of doing this backwards, but I've been okay so far. Now, if we have enough time, I'll have to check the time here in a minute. I've got a couple other things that are not super hard, but fun to do. But if not, we'll have to move on to the next video. All right, there we go. Okay, let's go right here and right here. And I think by looking at it, it looks like we got everything. So let me put that in the water. Try to get some of it out because it will just stay there otherwise. Let me close this so I don't knock it over. Because I'm that person that would knock it over, that is. Okay, let me throw this trash away. And then we're going to hit this with the dryer. And we'll be done with that portion. Okay, so let's go. Mute your computer. We still have plenty of time, so we're going to do the other portion. One of my favorite flowers is irises. And because I love irises like I do, which is because of my mom, I've told you guys that before. I'm going to put an iris in this book. But I'm going to do it in a unique way. I am putting some irises in my gardening book. It's going to have a variety of florals. Be just one more minute. Still sticky. Got to get that dry right there. The rest of it's fine. It's right in here. I think it's because when I touch it right after I've heated it, it ends up feeling sticky, so I'm going to give it a second before I touch it. And let's go back and see how these others are doing. Make sure the pages aren't sticking together. If they are, I'll just have to put something in between. Yeah, this one's perfect. Nothing sticking to anything. Oh, I love it. Love those tulips. Tulips are another thing I love. We're going to be working on the 2 pages that have the sacks on them. Now we'll decorate these napkins on the opposite page. We'll do those in the next video. Yeah, I love this. Is my favorite by far. Beautiful napkin. I don't know where Lynette got it, but good job. The first 2 napkins are the ones that were in the kit, or in one of them was, and one of them was in an extra kit that I bought. Yeah, now this is not sticky now. It was because it was being hit with the heat gun. Okay, so I'm trimming this first before we move on to the next thing. You will probably always see me put decoupage in my books because, you know, not everybody's, I don't do that to everybody, but just to my books because I love it so much. And yeah, so the next thing I want to do, so I'm going to add a little bit of lavender in this iris because, well, because I can, right? So let's do it right here. If I can find that page that has the bag right here. We're going to do it right here. Let me find it. Let me see what I did with it. It's kind of gotten covered up with a bunch of stuff. Now, what I'm going to do, and you're going to think this is crazy, but it's lots of fun to do this. This is going to be what I mount my iris on. So we've got, where'd it go? 2 irises. And I'm going to do them just like that, back to back, over that little guy there. I want to center it in the book, Let me move this so you can see. So what I'm going to do is, now that I know where I want to put it and I have it centered, you don't want it to go over the edge of your page. And you want to get it as close down to the spine as you can. But remember, we're going to make, I'm thinking, we'll glue this down to one side. Let's do that first. This is the side that, you know, I've already cut a hole in it, so it has a little pocket right there. So if you wanted to do this and use it as a pocket, you could. But I'm going to just glue them in and let it be a page because I just love it. See, now like that one alone could do it, but it really needs something to attach to, and that is how this other page comes in. If I can keep from getting my glue to run. Now, if you do it like this, it will allow you to have a pocket, just like that. And I'm going to close the inside of this bag with some glue. And maybe we'll make it into a pocket. If that bag's open, it will affect things getting stuck, okay? Now, I'm lining this up with the paper that they were both the exact same size. I made sure of that. And get it up and make sure everything's working here. Everything's lined up. It is. Now, if you just wanted this to be a flower and not a pocket, you could. But I'll tell you, it's really bigger than what I normally would use to do this because that bag is not very big. And that's really what it's stabilized on, see? Because if you go like this, you're going to see that this flips up and this flips up. Okay, so you have to be careful. You have to be aware. Now, if you want to make it a pocket, you just use it as a pocket, right? Now, I'm not gluing anything else down to the actual book. It's just hanging on to the little bag. Now, I've never done it with a piece this big, but I have to tell you, I kind of like it. But on the other one, I'm going to do a smaller page. Now, if you want to make this a pocket, get your circle punch and just get it centered. I had a feeling it was going to do that. You know, sometimes they won't. Let me get a piece of paper. Sometimes they won't punch through without more paper on there, without paper to kind of support them. That's because the napkins are so thin. Okay, here we go. Now we're going to put some paper there and do it again. I just thought I'd try to do it the lazy way. Okay, here we go. Now it will punch just fine for you. Okay. Now, it's drying here, across the bottom, and here. And on the inside, we now have a pocket. But you want to let everything dry before you do that. Now, the rest of the bag is here toward the front. Now, you can do it with another page like this, or you can do it, let's see if I can make it look like it's, the problem is I'm going to have to cut, let me fold this in half and then I'll cut it and show you what I'm talking about. Do it with something smaller. If it was running the right direction, you could just put that over the top and be done with it. Now, I'm not going to, I don't know if I'm going to make this one into a pocket or not. You just cut there on that straight line. And let's see, we'll do this side like that. Okay. I'm going to trim it a little bit right here. All right, now you're going to do the same thing. Your flower is going to be on the left side. And you want to make sure it's at least as wide as the bag. You don't want the bag to be wider, okay? Now this one could still be, you know, you could still use the bag if you wanted to, but I don't. Because I just think it will make things just wouldn't look as, you know, it'd be like wrestling a bag all the time, you know. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use it in here as like a display. So this is how we're going to do it. We make sure we line it up with the bottom of the bag. Okay, and then we put the bag down. Smooth it out. Make sure you don't have anything running over the sides. And then you're going to take the back portion, keep it in the upright position. And it, you know, it just has the bottom half of the picture. Or you could do a different picture. It just depends on what you want. So I'm just going to glue over the whole thing and just use the bag to line everything up. So there's so many creative things you can do with your bags when they're in your blah blah blah, your journal. So I didn't want a bag. I just decided I wanted to put some different florals. And I was working with the gardening book, and I saw these extra pages, and that's when I said, we're going to add some extra flowers. Now, I did not ink that. I should have. I probably will go back and do that. But I think what I want to do on this one is, let me put that up. Oh, no, I don't think I will, because it would be the only thing with rounded corners. I was going to round the corners, and you could do that too, but there we go. All right, so now, let me see how much time we've got. We got 10 minutes, and so let's see what we can do. I came up with this brilliant, if I have to say so myself, it was brilliant, guys. It was brilliant. Some of my ephemera that I have, when I have ephemera left over, I'm going to ink this right here. This is a window that I made, and it's got the glass, it's got the clear plastic in it, acrylic, whatever it is. I don't know. And so I just added this picture of this little girl, and I'm going to glue around the outside, but you can see here where I covered it inside and outside of her picture so that it can be a pocket. And I want to put it over here. Let's get over to this one right here. No, that's not it. It's the next one right here. Okay, now I want to put it right here because I just really like the looks of it. So I've inked it down really good. So I'm going to put the ink over out of my way. And I'm going to take my Fabri-Tac, and I'm just going to, it just blew a bunch of bubbles at me for some reason. Who knows why. It has a mind of its own, as we all know. Okay, so I'm just going to put a thin line of glue on both sides and across the bottom. And so it will be a pocket. Got my pocket kind of wet there for a minute. There we go. Okay, I think I got that leaking glue. And this is a pre-done tag. And just because it had that dark color in it, I thought I'm going to use it. It's not super thick, and that's okay because that keeps my book from being so bulky. And yeah, I was digging through some ephemera, and I found this, and I thought that's perfect for what, you know, I'm doing with that little girl. It's the right size, I hope. You know, when you put the glue on there, sometimes you don't know what you're going to end up with. But I'm gluing it here so I can, this allows me to have a journaling space since I've decorated quite a bit. And this usually, I can usually do my journaling on this and without any problems with one that size. I jump around if I need to. And there we go. Cute, right? Yay. All right, guys. I hope you had fun in today's video. And if you have, please give me a thumbs up. And I'm going to take that out until that dries. And if you haven't subscribed, please do. And welcome to the new ones that came on yesterday. See you guys in the next video. Bye.